Now on BBC World News, live from Singapore, the essential business news as it breaks, and a look ahead to the news that'll shape the business day. Asia Business Report.
Trade battles. The US, Japan and Europe take China to court over its valuable rare earths market. And the push to modernize one of the world's largest railway networks in India. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rico Hizon. We begin with a disagreement over the export of rare earths. These minerals are critical in the manufacturing of high-tech products from mobile phones, computers, and electric cars. And China currently exports more than 95% of them. And now the US has joined forces with Japan and the European Union in filing a case against them at the World Trade Organization, accusing the mainland of breaking agreed trade rules and pushing up prices. Here's what US President Barack Obama had to say earlier.
Now, if China would simply let the market work on its own, we'd have no objections. But their policies currently are preventing that from happening. And they go against the very rules that China agreed to follow. Being able to manufacture advanced batteries and hybrid cars in America is too important for us to stand by and do nothing. We've got to take control of our energy future, and we can't let that energy industry take root in some other country because they were allowed to break the rules.
China's foreign ministry says it will defend itself against the allegations, saying the quotas are in place to protect the environment. For her views, we're joined now by Dr. Qian Liu of the Economist Intelligence Unit in Beijing. Dr. Liu, thank you so much for joining us. The Chinese are saying they will defend themselves against these allegations. Do you think it is sufficient on the grounds that they enforced the quotas to ensure there was no environmental damage caused due to excessive mining?
Well, the environmental concern is one of the very concerns that China have. Overall, if you look at the situation, China has been complaining that with only about 30% of the global deposit of rare earth is now producing more than 95% of it, because majorly that is much cheaper to produce it on the ground.
Do they have a winning case in the World Trade Organization when the Americans are saying there's an unfair trading advantage because they keep prices low at home, but prices in the international market is rising?
This is a very technical question and very complex when it comes to the WTO rules. But fundamentally, if you look at the big picture here, both U.S. and China are fighting very hard when it comes to trade, especially this year. The main idea is that this year for both countries, number one, its domestic economy is suffering for both U.S. and China. And also, this is the year of political change of guard. So both for Obama and for the Chinese government, they want to make sure that enough kind of political noise is ongoing to help them and get a better vote to answer their domestic voters.
And the U.S. has been increasingly critical of China in recent months. You have the sixth complaint from the United States against China since President Barack Obama took office 3 years ago. What impact could this war of words have on trade today and going forward?
I would say expect definitely more of these trade disputes going on, at least for this year. But some of this would only be noises. Some of these would actually go into a process of disputes at the international court. The most important thing to remember here is that both countries still very much care about the other trade partner. So there is literally this 50% chance of a serious trade war, and if that's really going to happen, we're in serious trouble.
And if we are in serious trouble, what kind of impact could it have on the Chinese economy?
That's a very good question, because external demand is very important for China. Export used to comprise of 30% of Chinese GDP. So U.S. Trade export is important, but nowadays really the Eurozone is China's main export destination. So that's also very important. But overall, currently, if you look at the situation both in U.S. and the Eurozone, things are firming up much better than a few months ago.
Dr. Qian Liu of the Economist Intelligence Unit joining us from our Beijing studios. Thank you so much for joining us.